Okay, I really want to talk about these man camps. While I was researching this, my husband actually came in and I just started recording. So I'm going to add that after I go into why I want to talk about this. Because his insight into it, I think, is really profound. As someone who's been, deconstructing patriarchy and all that stuff and started 2 men's groups himself. So I went down this rabbit hole because of this guy, Liver King, who, was supposedly canceled a while ago, but he's really not because he still has millions of followers. Now, this man is just like the perfect example of like white supremacy culture, capitalism and patriarchy all meeting together. And also like for like colonizers, which is, white people, being known for not bathing, this man is feeding right into that. He's like, it's not unhygienic. It's a public display of invincibility. I don't take showers. Hair nor beard has ever been washed. What? Haven't brushed in over a decade. You mean your hair or your teeth or what? And I hardly wipe. The consequences? This. I love how this guy was like, hardly wipe. So there are rare occasions when he does wipe. What are those? So this is the man that has been basically, he's smoking a cigar. Dude, how are you all about health? So I looked into this man. Just everything about him is terrifying. So while he only has 13,000 followers on Twitter, he has 2.3 on the photo app, and there's no telling on TikTok. I'm not even going to look it up. Now, before I get into just how crazy this man is, and then go into man camps. Just so you know, the Liver King's name is Brian Johnson. And basically, he promotes eating large amounts of unprocessed organs, especially a daily liver intake. This dude is my age, and he looks awful. Prior to his influencing career, he worked supporting his wife's dental practice. I guess he felt emasculated by that. So I found some stuff on his early life because I just knew every time there's a man doing really extreme things to prove that he's a man, it almost always boils down to daddy issues. Look at this. His father passed away at an early age, and so he's raised by his mother. And he was also frequently picked on. Insecure man, bullied at school, no dad. Voila. That's where these men come from half the time. This is hilarious part of his story. He found some of his mother's boyfriend's weights, so he began working out. As his physical appearance changed, he perceived a change in the way others viewed him. Another important turning point in his childhood is when a fellow classmate mentioned to him that he looked like Marky Mark. For those of you who do not remember, Mark Wahlberg, the actor, used to be Marky Mark. But I don't even know what he was, a musician, I guess. Also, if I recall, he's guilty of a hate crime, very racist hate crime. But I should do a video on him one day. Anyway, in his mind, this comparison meant that other guys wanted to be like him. As a result, that probably changed his life forever. Ugh. He tried med school, dropped out of that. Then he got into pharmaceuticals. And that offered him time to do sports like snowboarding, where he met his wife, Barbara. I guess that's the Liver Queen. They have 2 boys named Rad and Striker. I can't imagine being like, hi, my name is Rad. So he built this whole career showcasing this daily workout crap, how to be a man, ancestral supplement. This man makes $100 million per year. I have been a journalist, storyteller, and comedian since 2006, so 18 years, and I am still in nothing but debt. It drives me crazy that this man has millions of followers and has no talent, and then people like me and lots of the people I know who I'm friends with who are, work really hard, I have 5,000 followers on Instagram. But you know what? Guess what he did? He with the help of a social media consulting firm, maybe I should hire one of them. This just blows my mind that this Liver King makes $100 million a year. And he's a scam. Because here's the thing, he got into this whole thing. He said, you know that you're bad if Joe Rogan hates you. Like if you're Liver King and even this tool bag, I cannot stand Joe Rogan. Even he doesn't. He's like, this guy uses steroids, I'm sure. Sure enough, even though this guy denied it, he's, he attacked people who they found out. Actually, in fact, he did use all this stuff. In fact, it was found out in this YouTube video. He spent over $1,000 a month on steroids and other performing. And so the guy is a phony, yet he still has all these followers. People apparently still watch his stuff and take him seriously, even though he's literally been outed as a liar. But what gets me about this man is that he is basically all about white supremacy culture and toxic masculinity. And he is preying on all these lonely men out there. Now, I know men are lonely, but I'm tired of everyone being obsessed with how lonely they are. Because this is the consequences of y'all wanting to dominate people and you suffering from a system that you will not dismantle. This man is so terrible that he thinks, basically he calls people for sleeping in a soft bed. If you want to be soft, sleep in a soft bed. Sleep like a savage. If that's how you strive. Comfort is not good for the organism. Comfort is good to keep you where they want you. Soft, weak, worthless, weaponless. Because God knows men need more weapons. Take the road of resistance. Including resisting wiping your own butt. Does he have poop all over his butt? How does his Barbara sleep with Brian? He's also all about savage luxury. Unapologetic celebration of dominant standards. This is how we forge man boy my former self to barbarism. Barbarism into king. So to get a hot wife above all else and a royal family, this man thinks he's royalty. And by the way, hello, can you literally make it more obvious that you are so in line with imperialism? I mean, come on. The fact that we still have King Charles and all that stuff blows my mind. Pretty much haven't we decided that is evil, that these people are awful and they weren't born, whatever. Anyway, look at this. Expressed or not. Yeah, because you know what women want, bro. The man who doesn't wipe his butt. Women want their men to be manly. Mate procurement boils down to 3 things. Ability to signal resources, aka status, intelligence, kindness. Okay, I'll agree with that, intelligence and kindness. But bro, that's not what you're about. Because real men exact revenge. And it's primal AF. Never let another man take from you with the impunity. Masculine emotions like rage, revenge, ruthlessness. Okay, I thought you're kind. No, you're ruthless. When duty calls, be ready, stand up, stand firm, push back, attack, destroy, and enjoy, or else live with the regret etched deep into your borking soul. Be like him. The dude literally thinks he's a pirate. I don't know, pirates, in Disney, all girls are all called princesses, like the employees say that. They call every girl a princess, which I find enraging. The boys, pirates, which is basically thieves and schmegs, traffickers, and rapists. Great role. Why do you want to be a pirate? Life just tastes better when you bleed. I swear to God, men are just so jealous that women endure so much pain with a smile. They're so she could give birth and almost die doing it, and she bleeds every month. Life would be better if I bled. They literally, this is just the freaking Fleabag monologue about men just creating pain for themselves because they don't have nearly as much as women. Oh, the thing I really wanted to point out here is this guy is all about domination. And that is what I find so disturbing about all these dudes. And I'm going to talk about it in a second with the man camps. Unapologetic celebration of dominant stand. He has a whole video of him and this guy eating testicles. So he got called out for spending a lot of money on steroids, and now he's just bragging about it. 11,000 a month in steroids, 5 armed guards, 4 housekeepers, 3 butlers, 2 estate teams, and 1 fortune, my family. This is his poor family, man. Look at this. I feel bad for the dogs, too. There's no way he is not, torturing those sons. Look at this poor guy. That's Rat. And this other one. I bet you wish you were snowboarding. How are you with this man who doesn't wipe his butt? Barbara. One of the funniest things about toxic masculinity that teaches men, and patriarchy in general, teaches men that the world is theirs. They're the best. They're better than all of us. They actually hate themselves because it also teaches them to hate themselves. But it tells them that they're better than everybody, and it's about dominating people. And this guy is just buying into that. Conquer your inner demons. Yeah, bro. Will you please talk about your dead dad with someone? Because I'm guessing you never have. Because you owe it to yourself, your family, and the next generation to express your highest, most dominant form. He's like, this man throws in the word domination, dominant, dominant, because that is what masculinity that is being sold to men, and what patriarchy has been telling them for the longest time, is that to be a man is to have power over everyone else. And then if you're a white man, you're at the top, right? And in doing so, it actually dehumanizes y'all. But you want power so bad you don't care. You'll do whatever to be able to dominate and control people. And then you have the audacity to call us controlling. So one of my subscribers sent me this, and I've always found this really fascinating, but I want to dig into this article because it talks about all these man camps, these men in crisis. They're crawling up hills over on their stomachs. They're basically paying a ton of money to go to these camps to torture themselves in order to find a sense of self and masculinity, but basically also because they're lonely, which they blame on us. We have to be so concerned about men's loneliness when, again, it is a product of their own making. Man camps there's a bunch of them. One modern day night project. That sounds a little crazy to me. And of course, men psychology experts are saying that, but this isn't because they're lonely. The need for community men face in modern society. Yeah, you could have that. But you have to let go of your need to dominate people. So, anyway, you can't have community when you need to dominate. You can't love someone that you need to dominate and exploit. It doesn't work that way. And they wonder why they're alone. You will never feel love as long as you need to dominate people and control them. Men are seeking out difficult experiences. They're seeking out groups. They're seeking out tribes. Appropriate that. They're seeking out some form of social bonding and sense of social capital. And they're turning to these groups so they feel like they give them a sense of that social capital. Oh my God, can you hear my dog snoring? Oh, he's laying on his paw. The social capital part is really interesting to me because women and children who they want to control is what gives them so much social capital. That's how they get that's how they get promoted. That's how they get raises at work. The married man, and especially the father, gets so much social capital, and then they get all this free labor from women. But that's not, they need to go to these man camps because they need more social capital. So, they're all, some of these are they throw in a little bit of group therapy, but it's mostly they're tricking men into boot camps and these crazy workout routines to go torture themselves, like Liver King. I'm not convinced they're doing any therapy. It's literally another form of escapism and trying to be tough instead of actually sitting with these really scary feelings, sadness, all of those things. They'll literally do anything but feel that. The Modern Day Night Project, also known as The Project, is billed online as a 75-hour crucible. What? The experience involves grueling physical challenges under the instruction of military veterans. Great. So you have some cult members teaching them because the military, that is that's who you're learning from. The most abusive group, one of the most, especially the U.S. military, one of the worst forces of evil on the planet that abuses the crap out of the men in it and the women in it, all the people in it. And then the men usually go home and beat their families because daddy government's a jerk, an abusive prick. Okay, those who make it through get access to a year-long coaching and mentorship through the Modern Day Net for only $18,000. So you have to go through some sort of boot camp to prove that you're tough enough for this $18,000. It's a scam. It's all a scam. They are making so much money off of men's loneliness crisis. You know what? Y'all would do so much better if you would just listen to women, learn from women, and tap out of patriarchy. But you won't do that. You'll spend 18 grand to go torture yourself. You can feel like a big boy, a big boy. And this is what gets me. To get men to shatter their self-doubt. I think men need a little bit more self-doubt. I'm sorry. Shatter your self-doubt. I mean, I know that you don't actually have real confidence. You have false bravado. You don't believe in yourself because you know you're like the emperor with no clothes. And women are like, oh my God, you know, we do all this stuff to stroke your ego, to make you feel good about yourself. But you know deep down you don't deserve that praise because you ain't shit. You don't care about anybody but yourself. And then we all just go along with this and do everything because we don't want you to kill us. Maybe you need a little more self-doubt, self-reflection. I have such an impressive resume and I am full of self-doubt. But men who with nothing will criticize me. Oh, you think you're a journalist? Yeah. I've got like 70 fucking bylines, bro. And they're like, whatever, cat lady, blah. Y'all should doubt yourself more. You're insecure and you hate yourselves, and I'm sorry. You should doubt yourself more and look within so you can actually find yourself because you're all a bunch of Kens. You're just a bunch of Kens who cling to Barbie for validation and like exploit everything and rob us of everything. You don't even see us because you don't see yourselves. So this guy who wrote about, masculinity and violence says these things sell these men on these like hardened versions of masculinity and that they'll somehow improve their lives. They feel that their lives are not worth what they want them to be. Yeah, because they're losing power, especially white men. And they believe that if they were more masculine, more macho, more beast, that would make their lives better. And it won't. It'll make you more lonely. You are going to feel so much more lonely with these big muscles and feeling dead inside than if you were just a dork who was dead inside. Look at this. They got them all crawling through mud and stuff. And of course, they go back to the prevalence of these is about one thing, loneliness. I am so tired of them. If I have to see this word one more, loneliness crisis. Get some emotional intelligence and stop dominating people and you won't feel so lonely. They lack the ability to put emotions into words. La, 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 la. Guess what? I don't know how to do that either. I don't know how to do that. Women don't know how to make friends. We don't know what we're doing. No one taught us how to do this. We're taught a little bit more than y'all, but really, y'all think this just comes easy to us? It is not easy to us. It's hard for us to be vulnerable with someone that we think is going to literally unalive us. Oh, look, there's my dog. Oh. The man camp showed that society needs to do more to address men's emotional and mental health. What about us? Y'all don't care about us. So you men, heal yourselves. We'll be over here healing from all the trauma that you inflict on us and mourning the deaths of women because of y'all while y'all work on your health. I understand that men are in crisis, but I'm so tired of this being the crisis that we're all supposed to care about because y'all don't care about us. We need to have broader conversations about men's need for belonging in our society. And have other blah, 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 blah. No, it is not about men not belonging. It's about men being attached to power and refusing to let go of that and just feeding into this crap. God, I don't care. If I see one more man an article talking about men's crisis and does not directly address patriarchy and their alliance to patriarchy and white supremacy culture and capitalism, but patriarchy especially when it comes to men, then I don't want to hear it. I don't care. Go read this article I wrote that I gifted y'all. I didn't get paid nearly enough to write. Resources there. Go work on yourself and grow up, because that is the point that my husband, he put it so well. I'm going to let him speak for himself. So before I share, I just started recording because Anthony was talking and I was like, Okay, this is really good, and I just wanted to capture it, and then I asked his permission if I could share it because I think he summarized it really well. One of the things that he does, he's fascinated by masculinity. Of course, he's French, so his idea of like masculinity is a little different than U.S. American men. I believe that toxic masculinity is way more extreme in the U.S. because we are just a more violent country because our history is based on genocide and chattel slavery, and we're colonized by like cult members who got kicked out of Europe. I mean, like insane people. Anyway, we're a mess. But a lot of this toxic masculinity is across the globe. It has made its way all over the place. And Frenchmen absolutely subscribe to toxic masculinity too. But one of his favorite things to watch on TV is men torturing themselves by eating peppers. He finds it fascinating. He's like, I don't understand. They just eat like it. And he also likes to watch. He's trying to understand what is wrong with men, and so he watches a lot of stuff like men. He was like showed me like men playing video games and they just lose their stuff and they literally destroy their whole rooms. And he was like, he's fascinated by this because he actually does want to help men, but he also wants to understand men more. So he's asking me what I was about to talk about, and I'm on my floor. So I shot this view up, looking up at him. So we were like, way to reinforce like dominant culture. Like, yeah, I'm on the floor, but it's because I'm recording here because I like to have my dog in the background and look at him. Oh my God, look at you, you sweet baby boy. So it's not the best angle, but I want to share what he said because I think it's important.
Be good at ping pong. I want to be good at stuff that I'm, discovering or whatever. But I don't want to dominate people. I don't want to own people. I just want to be like a man that's in touch with his emotions and with other people's needs and all that stuff. It's not like those fucking guys who just want to be like tough and I don't know, hairy and muscle. It's going back to the where we come from, like animal stuff. It's just going backwards. Being a man, for me, is not being a boy or a teenager. Is being an evolved version with the age and the wisdom, and it's not about doing because domination responds to insecurity. So the more you want to dominate, the more insecurity you're gonna protect. There's like an empty space that you keep protected because you don't want to be vulnerable. You don't want to expose that to other people, to other men especially. So it's so bad that we confuse that being a man is being a grown-up, not being a manly man, So
A baby with a beard.
Yeah. But that's why all the King Baby stuff is just that. It's just like people not evolving. Their body evolve, but the brain, the emotional maturity just stuck, It's just keep the fucking sailing. And then those people are just gathering in groups because it's better to be insecure, all together than just alone in your room. That's why they're doing those fucking camps and shit.
And eating the peppers.
Carolina Reaper or the one chip challenge and all that stuff. Which is funny, but it's just, performing masculinity. Anyway,
look at my dog.
It's disgusting. It makes me so... Like, I've never been a fighter. I never wanted to fight. But when I see those guys, they just love to fight just to prove themselves that they can dominate somebody.
Et voilà, as they say in France. I showed Anthony the stuff I was about to talk about, and that Liver King guy made him so mad. So he's a little worked up in that video because he sees men like that who make $100 million a year exploiting men who really, even men who really want to do better. They're turning to that dude. And so that's why my husband is trying to work on how to help other men. And, he's started 2 men's groups where they talk about their feelings and vulnerability, and they hold each other accountable, and they do all that stuff. Not the kind of men's groups that literally men get together and objectify women and complain about women and la 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 la. That is not what they do there. That is not what they do there. They hold each other accountable. They hold space for each other when they're dealing with difficult things, but they talk about deep stuff and use emotional intelligence rather than going and getting mud all over them and torturing themselves outdoors. That is not going to make men. And like he was saying, I didn't catch this on camera, but he talked about how it's not about man. It's not about being a man. It's literally about evolving into an adult. It's about growing up. It's about growing up and not being a teenager or a child anymore. And so many men refuse to grow up. And then society reinforces that. And I'll probably do a video on this later on. In Australia, they have a campaign where it says women are supposed to be checking men's balls for them for cancer. Men will, sorry, but you won't wipe your butt. You won't shower. You won't go to the doctor, but you want to be a man. But you're a baby. Take care of yourself, bro. And that's what he's talking about. Anyway, that's it. Let me know what you think. We'd love to hear some feedback.